Danker D says, why wouldn't anyone want to take an internship from someone who is historically the best in their profession? It would tie Brady to the 49ers future.
Because maybe he has confidence that he can be successful.
Right. And I'm sure when Steve Young was sitting behind Joe Montana, Steve was frustrated. And when Rodgers was sitting behind Favre, he was frustrated. I don't think Rodgers was like, man, this is great. This is so good.
Where it gets even more unique is we're talking about Trey Lance, who's thrown the ball 600 times since his freshman year of high school. Like Steve Young played in college, and then Steve Young played in Tampa Bay, and then he came and sat. And Rodgers played 3 years.
People forget that actually Steve Young went to the USFL before he went to Tampa. There was a competing league that had money. And I think this was before free agency in the NFL. So they cashed out a lot of the best. I think Herschel, a lot of the best players went like, I don't want to go to the NFL. I'm going to the USFL to get money. And that's what Steve did. And then I don't know what happened, but he played for Sid Gilman on the LA Express. Sid Gilman was like Yoda if Bill Walsh was freaking Luke Skywalker. So he had seasoning and he had it. I know my Steve Young history. The Joe Montana history, I don't know so much. Smelly Smells 559s. Thank you, man. That's a good name. Smelly Smells. Those are sometimes the worst smells, but sometimes the best smells. Anyone except for Dak P, he would run and lose. I think he's making fun of the spreadsheet there. I think he's making fun of the spreadsheet there.
Running loose?
Running loose. I would take Rodgers over Brady any day, all day, and I think he would learn more with Rodgers than he would with Brady. Okay, who would you rather have, Rodgers or Brady?
Rodgers.
Is that because you're from Chicago? Is that what you have to say if you're from the Midwest?
No, if you're from Chicago, you're anti-Aaron Rodgers usually. But if you can guarantee that when the Niners are down in a playoff game, magically Cooper Kupp, who hasn't fumbled in 2 years, is going to fumble, and Cam Akers is going to put the ball on the turf 3 different times, and all of those things are going to happen, then I'll take Brady. But to me, Rodgers has been a back-to-back MVP the last 2 years. He's been playing at an unbelievable level. Just think he needs a couple of things to go. I know people hate Rodgers the person, and believe me, I'm not a fan of him either. But the level of play that he continuously delivers, it's as good as Brady is, and Brady is the GOAT. I'm on that Rodgers train.
Also, I think he'd be a really good example for Trey in terms of how to take responsibility, accountability, leadership, likability.
Brady?
Yeah, no, Rodgers. I think these are all really good qualities: leadership, likability.
Are you trolling?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing with Rodgers. Like, I don't think you can learn anything from him. You can watch him be great, but you can't make any of those throws. So I don't know. You can't do that.
It's funny. One of my more underrated favorite ex-players who does media interviews weekly is Carson Palmer. He talks to Dan Patrick and Colin Cowherd all the time. And you know how his brother trains all these quarterbacks. Right. Jordan Palmer trains Josh Allen and Joe Burrow and all these guys, Justin Herbert. And he says that him and his brother, they tell all these quarterbacks, the one quarterback you can watch and appreciate, but you don't take anything from him is Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. You can't do any of that stuff. Yeah. Appreciate you, Grant. Take my money. Thank you, Shivno. I appreciate you. It's clear Sean is improving continuously, but Kyle seems to be stuck in the same position when it's time to close tough games and not overthink himself. Yeah, man. That's the thing with Kyle is the very end of the season. Like,
come on,
the very end.
Grant. He ran the Tom Brady on 3rd and 5 with Matthew Stafford as his quarterback. He had Cooper Kupp throwing the ball to Matthew Stafford.
I don't really want to give
I'm not giving McVay any credit. What are we doing here?
Yeah, real quick, did we talk about this? But I really felt like the Bengals were really poorly coached in this game. They had the lead. They had the running back. They had the run game. And they dropped back Joe Burrow 43 freaking times so he could get sacked 7, 8. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Smart, dumb coaches, man. It's clear. Oh, no, we already did you. It's like when they didn't get it on 3rd and 1 and they had to go 4th and 1, I was like, oh, they're definitely going to pass and get sacked here and lose. Definitely going to pass and get sacked here. Guys, for real, you can see the PTSD in Montana when discussing Trey, almost stumbling on his words, definitely talking from a place of wounding. That's how I see it. That's definitely how I don't know about wounding and PTSD, but it's personal. I think there is a personal element to him.
You think so?
I do. Even if it's like subconscious. I don't think he's like, man, I hate this Trey Lance. He reminds me so much of Steve, and I hate Steve. It's just something like you probably wouldn't even acknowledge, but it's deep down there.